Yo guys, what is good? Welcome back on the Uncle Sharma channel. Here today for the big match preview, Milan versus Inter, the Derby della Madonnina, of course, Derby di Milano, whatever you want to call it. And shouts out to you if you came through to the Inter official live Twitch stream earlier on today. What? I still can't believe it, guys. I have to pinch myself that actually happened. That was one of the goals when I started this channel, and I've completed it, being involved with Inter at some form of level. I'm not really a Twitch guy, but what a beautiful moment for me. And thank you to all of you who came through to that stream. I saw a lot of familiar names. I'll leave the link in the comments down below if you want to check out the stream. I come in like 10 minutes into the stream, but yeah, beautiful moment for me and the channel, but it's all thanks to you guys' support, and appreciate every single one of you for making that happen. But anyway, let's get into the preview. I haven't got much time today, so a quick preview after the live stream I did with Inter. Not that it matters too much, to be honest, at this point of the season, 4 games in, but we are slightly ahead of Milan going into this derby. We are on 9 points, they are on 8, but they are unbeaten as of yet, and of course, we've got that stupid X against Lazio, which is still bugging the hell out of me. We've scored 9 goals, whereas they've scored 7 goals. But the problem is we've conceded 5 goals already, and they've only conceded 3. So they've shown that defensive solidity already that won them the Scudetto last season, whereas we're showing a couple of worrying signs at the back. But hopefully we can resolve these going into the game. And of course, the fact that we are already the second highest scoring team after Napoli, I think again this season we're going to end up being the top scorers in Serie A. Have pretty, we did that last year with Dzeko, Lautaro, Correa and Sanchez. So this year with Lukaku, Dzeko, Correa, Lautaro, we're definitely going to do that once again. But can we keep it tight at the back, and can we win those big matches? And especially this match last season, this is what let us down at the end of the season. 1 point in the first one, the 1-1 draw, and then the second one, of course, the one that's still that Giroud turn on De Vrij, and that deflected Giroud goal as well. The 2-1 loss, that's what hurts in the end. 1 point out of the possible 6 against Milan was not good enough, and that's what really truly at the end of the season you could say lost us the Scudetto, because that's what gave Milan the confidence at the end to go and on that run towards the end of the season to win it. So we need to make sure that this time round, Inzaghi, he needs to win his first derby in the league. He's shown us in the Coppa Italia last year when we smashed them 3-0 that we can do that, and that Milan defense is definitely breachable. But we need to do it in the league game, and we need to step up now. As we said, there's a few worrying signs at the back, and let's get into the predicted lineups for the game here by Sky Sport Italia. Handanovic in goal, of course. If it was going to be a game, guys, it was going to be the Cremonese game for Onana, and it wasn't, so it's not going to happen. And it's not going to happen against Bayern either, in my opinion. Again, I think we're going to have to wait, possibly against one of the other minnows that we play, the Monzas, or, one of those other lower table teams, to probably see him. Hopefully he has a better game than he did in the last derby last year in the league, where, I think he definitely should have saved Giroud's shot. Back 3 looks like Bastoni has recovered. There was rumors, and here reported by Sempre Inter, that Di Marco was slightly ahead of Bastoni in preference, because Di Marco is fully fit and Bastoni missed the last match, and he also has he had some flu symptoms. He spent the night at the Piano Gentile, so he wasn't passing on his flu to his young baby at home, but he hasn't really trained properly up until now. But I think if he is even 70-80% fit, probably Inzaghi will start him, because these are the type of games where I'm not sure whether we can fully trust Di Marco there, because if Giroud starts or whoever starts up front, they will try to target Di Marco in this position over here. He's good on the ball, and he's actually defensively he's not even that bad. Like, I don't really see him being beaten too often, which is obviously surprising. But I hope Bastoni can recover and we can have our full starting trio at the back. We still need to see the best of Skriniar up until now, but I have full confidence Skriniar and De Vrij for this match. Brozovic, of course, in midfield with Barella and Chala, of course, as it always is now, special he's going to be fired up. We saw him when he scored the penalty the first time round in the first derby. And of course, the chants against him from the Milan fans, they're going to be there again tomorrow, 100%, because we are playing at Milan's home tomorrow. There's going to be most Milanisti is going to be mostly there. And, the chants that the players themselves, his former teammates, were chanting on their open bus parade in the summer after winning the Scudetto, the Milan players, not classy at all. And I'm sure, he heard those, and he's going to have a couple of, nice tackles, let's say, in the match, maybe to a few of those players. Hernandez. Of course, the interesting, as the Italians say, ballottaggio, the kind of the decisions for Inzaghi is going to be here on the left-hand side. We know it. That's the big decision this season. There's 3 guys trying to replace Perisic now. It's either going to be Darmian, Di Marco there, or Robin Gosens. Me, personally, I would go for Robin Gosens. This is the type of match where we need him. His physicality, his intensity against Calabria. Yes, he's the Milan captain now, but he still remains to me the weak spot of Milan's team at the back, especially. Perisic used to torch him. This guy, Calabria, is definitely glad that Perisic isn't at Inter anymore. Every single derby, pretty much, Perisic had the better of Calabria. And we need someone like that who's going to keep Calabria on his toes all match and dominate him in the air on the far post like Dumfries does on the other side. But, of course, Mati Darm's going to be solid and reliable. But on that side is not really Milan's strong side. The right-hand side is their weaker side. Calabria and Junior Messias or Salamanca's, that's not really the side where we need that much, defensive balance, to be honest, unless if the Ketelaar starts, because he's left-footed, he's probably going to try to drift out on that side. But I would give Gosens the confidence. Can this be the match like Eriksen, like it was for Eriksen, to turn his career around at Inter? Remember, Eriksen free kick turned his career around at Inter. Hakan last season, up until that derby, he wasn't really, in hitting much form at Inter apart from the first match against Genoa. He was kind of struggling, and then after that derby game, he never looked back pretty much, Hakan, and he was, became the mezzala that we needed. This could be that match for Gosens, the match to turn it around. We know he hasn't got 90 minutes in his legs yet. Inzaghi isn't trusting him fully, but I think it's more physically, to be honest. But I think I would put my trust in Gosens in this match. If not, again, I would like to see the battle between Di Marco and Calabria, to be honest. Calabria is kind of their Di Marco. It kind of came through the youth ranks, kind of short in stature. A lot of Milan fans say he's not really starting material, like we say with Di Marco. And I think, if Dumfries starts on the other side, I would like to see Di Marco being able to whip in those balls as well. So Darmian, I would probably put him in my third choice. I would put Gosens first and Di Marco, and then Darmian. But always trust in Mati Darms to come through in these big matches as well. Dumfries, of course, on the right. Dzeko Martinez, now you guys know, we know, it's just that duo that I don't like, a lot of you don't like. I just never liked it last season. But Correa came off the last game against Cremonese with a little fatigue in his hamstring, but he should be fit. Like Inzaghi said, he's not worried about him physically, but I guess he's not 100%. But I just hope they come through, man. I just really don't like what I saw, especially in the derbies from Dzeko and Martinez. But now that Dzeko isn't relied upon as much, I hope he has more juice in his legs and he performs better than we've seen with Martinez last season. And yeah, hopefully at least Correa is fit enough to come in the second half, give us 20-30 minutes at the end at least. Lukaku, unfortunately, is not there at all. He's going to be the big miss, who of course we were looking forward to him playing in the derby, because Perisic was one guy and then Lukaku, those are the two guys that in the Milan derby over the last 2 or 3 years were pretty much our guarantees. Like every time against Milan, they took it to the next level. But we've got other guys in there like Brozovic, like Barella, like Lautaro, that not always, but so in some games they really do step up to the next gear against Milan. And Dumfries versus Theo is the one battle, of course, that we need to be watching, and I'm going to be looking forward to how that goes, because you guys know these two guys do not like each other at all off the pitch, if they ever met each other, these two are not going to shake hands, not going to hug. These, you can clearly see they don't like each other. And I don't blame Dumfries for not liking Theo. I don't think any non-Milan player in the Serie A likes Theo Hernandez. Absolute C word, but it is what it is. And of course, we've got players ready on the bench to come back, to come on. I'm not sure why Mkhitaryan says indisponibile. I was pretty sure because Mkhitaryan came back last week on the bench, so he should be back. According to the Gazzetta lineups, yeah, you can see he's Di Marco here. So yeah, even with Messias there, I'm not really, because Messias is taller than Salamakers, and he's, you know, a little bit more physical, bit better in the air. There, I'm already, you know, fearing the aerial battle there. But yeah, if he does play, I'll trust him for sure. And yeah, they have Dzeko, Lautaro starting as well at the moment. So let's have a look if they have. Yeah, they have Mkhitaryan on the bench. He should be on the bench. So hopefully he's someone that will be able to come on in the second half. And by the way, Acerbi, guys, Acerbi's only come in now. He hasn't had a full preseason, so I know there's the jokes that Acerbi's going to come in, score an own goal. I don't think Acerbi, we're going to see him for the first couple of matches at all, because he needs to get into shape first. He hasn't played any minutes with Lazio, so it's going to take him a couple of, you know, with his age as well, it's going to take him a little bit of time to get up to speed. But yeah, overall happy with that lineup. Of course, very good enough to beat Milan. With Milan, of course, the duo at the back now, Kalulu, Tomori, these guys are going to be playing, you know, aggressive football, tackling our strikers from behind, leaving gaps in behind. But can we take advantage of those gaps like we did in the Coppa Italia game where, you know, Lautaro was running in behind? I'm liking what I'm seeing early on this season with Inter in terms of the runs behind. You know, when it was Lukaku, Lautaro in the last game with a counter-attacking goal. Pretty much every goal, I think, against Cremonese was a counter-attacking goal. So I like that Inter were much more efficient on their counter-attacks last game round. Against Lazio, we wasted too many. Against Milan, we need to make them pay. Hopefully it's Dzeko that comes deeper for the counter-attacks, and then Lautaro and Dumfries and Darmian and everyone else is kind of attacking in behind. That's also why I would prefer someone like Gosens being there rather than Darmian, someone that can, you know, with his athleticism, attack in behind and hit Milan on the counter. But yeah, the most important thing is, you know, Inzaghi needs to stay switched on for the whole 90. Like, we can't have bad substitutions like last time round, like against Lazio. You can't give the team, the other team, the impetus. You need to be, you know, smarter with your substitutions. If you see, you know, Dzeko has having a stinker, or, you know, Çalhanoğlu is getting tired, or someone's getting tired, like, take them out, bring in someone fresh ideas. Don't persist, and then of course don't make the changes too early as well. You know, sometimes he can be a little bit too quick with the substitutions. And yeah, of course we gotta watch on Leao, Theo Hernandez on the left hand side. They are very, very heavy on the left hand side. They're very skewed on their style of play. And yeah, I'm interested to see whether actually De Ketelaere starts. I know he's rumored, but we've seen purely in the last few years he starts. You know, he used to start Kessie just to man mark Brozovic, or even Krunic in the attacking mid row just to be, you know, shadowing Brozovic. It works here and there, but usually Brozovic does well. But I think Krunic did a good job, much better than Kessie used to do. But De Ketelaere is not really that type of guy to be pressing and following, shadowing someone. So it'll be quite a risky move if Pioli does do that. And yeah, that's it, guys. That was the lineup prediction. You guys let me know, who do you want to start? Di Marco, Gosens, or Darmian on the left-hand side? Who would you go with up front? And yeah, not like we've got much choice at the moment. But yeah, you guys for sure let me know your predictions down below, score predictions. I think it's going to be one of those. I think it's going to be like the first derby last year where, you know, there's going to be a little bit cagey. You know, there's a lot on the line for both teams. Both teams are not in great form at the moment. So I think it's going to end in a draw. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. I think it's going to be a set piece goal from Inter. You know, Skriniar or De Vrij scoring from a set piece. And then something similar for Milan, or like, you know, the usual like a rebound or, you know, deflected shot type of vibe from Leao or Giroud. And yeah, I would take that, to be honest. I would take the draw this early on in the season, keep the momentum going and not losing any more matches, not giving Milan any momentum. And yeah, hopefully, you know, Lazio, Napoli and Fiorentina, Juve, come through with some draws as well, so no one goes ahead of us too far away. And yeah, let me know your thoughts and predictions in the comments down below. Ciao ragazzi, always Forza Inter. See you for the match reaction tomorrow. Ciao.